Good morning, friends. Myself, Milind Suresh Pawar. I am working as Assistant Professor of Geography in Kekewag Education Societies, Kekewag Arts, Commerce Science and Computer Science College, Kakasaheb Nagar, Taluka Nifad, District Nasik. I am making this kind of videos of various subjects which we have chosen in our college under Pune University of various subjects. So, in this situation of COVID-19, in this pandemic situation, students are at home and they are not able to come to colleges. So we are preparing such kind of videos to help them. So today I am going to discuss a subject which we have chosen for the first year of BSc, in which paper second we have selected atmosphere and hydrosphere, in which I have prepared some videos and I hope you have watched them. So in the next video or in today's video or lecture, we are going to discuss about the hydrosphere, about the hydrological cycle and the ocean floor, how it looks like and what are the geological features are present on the ocean floor. So let's begin our journey. So first, hydrosphere. Okay, the water present all over into the atmosphere and onto the earth and under the earth's surface is considered, or it is collectively called as hydrosphere. A hydrosphere is the total amount of water on a planet. It means it may be present in the oceans, in the seas, in the wells, in the ponds, in the lakes, in the landlocked seas, or in the form of snow. Snow is covered into the cryosphere, but hydrosphere also a sphere in which we can consider it. So a hydrosphere is the total amount of water on a planet. The hydrosphere includes water that is on the surface of the planet, underground and in the air. In the air it is in the form of water vapor, and it ranges, as we have seen in the last lecture, that it ranges, it is variable in nature, or in the atmosphere it ranges between 0 to 4%, okay, by volume, as nitrogen is 78% and the oxygen is 20.95% into the atmosphere. Like this, by part per volume or volume, it ranges or it variable 0 to 4%. So it all the water which is considered here in the hydrosphere, or this is the definition of hydrosphere. A hydrosphere is the total amount of water on a planet. The hydrosphere includes water that is on the surface of the planet, underground and in the air. A planet's hydrosphere can be liquid, vapor or ice. Okay, it can be in a liquid form or in a vapor form or in ice. Okay, so on Earth, liquid water exists on the surface in the form of oceans, lakes and rivers. It also exists below ground as groundwater in wells and aquifers. Okay, aquifers, you may have know about the artesian wells. They are nothing but the result of aquifers. Aquifers, when water get collected in a cavity underground, okay, it doesn't get seeped much inner part of the earth, and there is a reservoir under the earth's surface. So in Australia there are artesian wells. With the help of these aquifers, they used to use water from these aquifers to irrigate their lands. So water vapor is most visible sorry, as clouds and fog. The frozen part of Earth's hydrosphere is made of ice, glaciers, ice caps and icebergs. The frozen part of the hydrosphere has its own name, which is called as cryosphere. So next is hydrological cycle. Hydrological cycle is also known as the water cycle. It is the normal water recycling system on earth. Due to solar radiation, water evaporates generally from the sea, lakes, etc. etc. Water also evaporates from planet leaves through the mechanism of transpiration. Okay, evapotranspiration, it is called as evapotranspiration. The water which is sucked by the roots of the plants, it get evaporated through their leaves, okay, into the atmosphere again. As the steam rises in the atmosphere, it is being cooled, condensed and returned to the land and the sea as a precipitation. It means the water when which is evaporated through these all the water reservoirs which are present on the earth's surface or from the plant leaves in the form of evapotranspiration, it gets steam, or in vapor form it goes up and up towards the sky, and when it get condensed at its condensation, the level where it get condensed is called as condensation level, and there is a formation of clouds. Okay, there is a formation of clouds. Precipitation falls on the earth as a surface water and shapes the surface, creating thus streams of water that result in lakes and rivers. A part of the water precipitating penetrates the ground and moves downward through the incisions, forming aquifers. Finally, a part of the surface and underground water leads to sea. Okay. So next in my next slides, there is a picture of this water hydrological cycle or water cycle, where we can able to see how the vaporized or the steam goes upward into the sky and it get condensed, and there is a formation of clouds, and with the help of precipitation or by the process of precipitation, that water which is condensed into the clouds, it gets again in the form of precipitation drop down onto the earth's surface, and with the help of streams, rivers, it gets again flow towards the sea, and this cycles continues repeatedly. Okay, so during this trip, water is converted in all phases. It means it is converted into gas, into liquid and solid. As mentioned above, water always changes states between liquid, vapor and ice, with these processes happening in the blink of an eye and over millions of years. So this is a picture which I have downloaded from Encyclopedia Britannica, and I am very much thankful to them that they have provided such kind of figures. So the students can able to easily understand how the water cycle or the hydrological cycle works. Okay, so with the help of this diagram, you come to know that how it works. Okay, so in the right part of the figure, or to the right hand of our right hand, you can able to see that there is a ocean, and with from the surface of the ocean, precipitation, evaporation from the ocean. Okay, so arrow is upward and it shows that there is a evaporation, and into the sky you can able to see that there is a condensation and formation of clouds, and there is again precipitation onto the ocean. Okay, so they also gives rainfall or snowfall over the ocean part, and hence here is a small portion of water cycle is get completed. Okay, but if you look that the clouds, when they get moved towards the or they get formed over the land part, there is a precipitation. You can easily able to see there are mountains, and on which there is a precipitation in the form of rainfall. Okay, precipitation is a type of rainfall is a type of precipitation. There are several types of precipitation. Okay, so rainfall is one of them, So with the help of rainfall, that water again used to flow towards the ocean. There is evaporation from the surface of lakes. Okay, at the base of that mountain there is a lake, again there is a evaporation, again there is a precipitation over there. So there is infiltration also, that water get infiltrate through the cracks which are present on the ground or in the ground, and hence again it used to move towards or flow towards the ocean surface. And hence there is also some plants having evapotranspiration. There is a evaporation from the soil also, there is a transpiration from a vegetation cover, and hence there is again that steam or the water vapor get moved towards the sky, and there is a formation of clouds, and here condensation occurs, and again there is a precipitation, and again this water used to move towards the ocean. This cycle is called as water cycle or hydrological cycle. So look towards the ocean floor. The ocean floor has the same general character as the land areas of the world. Mountains, plains, channels, canyons, exposed rocks and sediment covered areas are present on the ocean floor, or the ocean floor is made up of all these things. Means there are geological various geological features, as we can easily see or observe on the continental part, such like those or like this. There are geological features which are also present on the surface of the ocean. Okay, the ocean surface of the ocean means ocean floor. The lack of weathering and erosion in most areas, however, allows geological processes to be seen more clearly on the sea floor than on land. So this is the figure with the help of which we can able to see, which I have downloaded from Visual Dictionary Online.com. So I am very much thankful to them that they have provided such kind of figures like Britannica, because with the help of these figures we can easily get understand that how ocean floor or the hydrological cycle works. Okay, so in the right hand of ours you can see there are island arcs, or there are mountain ranges. Okay, and from them towards the ocean, from the seashore towards the ocean, there is island arc present. Because of subduction there is a trench formation, and that process is result into the formation of island arcs. That those island arcs are present on the ocean floor. Then abyssal hills. Okay, there is abyssal plain. The plain part of the ocean floor is called as abyssal plain, and over there we can easily see the abyssal hills, like these hills which we can see on the continental part. Such kind of hills and hillocks we can able to easily see on the ocean floor also. So there is a mid ocean ridge where sea floor spreading is occur, where there is a divergent plate boundary, where there two plates moves away from each other, and hence magma comes out, and there is a formation of new ocean floor, and this process continuously going on from the formation of this ocean floor. And ocean floor is comparatively young than that of continental part. Okay, then there is a continental rise. If we see the left part of this figure, then there is a continental part and continental shelf is there. Continental shelf is not a part of ocean floor, it is a part of land continents which is submerged under the water of that ocean, and hence it doesn't have that much slope. Continental shelf, it doesn't have that much shape, while there is a continental slope. It means the part where the ocean floor and continent edge is get meet, at that point there is a steep slope which is called as continental slope, while there is a submarine canyons. It means as we see the valleys on the continental part made by rivers, such type of canyons or valleys are present there. Those valleys are called as canyons, and they are very deep. So there are gyats also, they are also the mounds or hills which are present on the ocean floor, like abyssal hills. There are some, if you see in the right part of this figure, there is a volcanic islands, okay, because of volcanic eruption near the trenches there is formation of volcanic islands. They are called as volcanic islands because their formation is due to volcanic eruption, okay. Sea mounts are also we can easily able to see on the ocean floor, okay. Like this way we have finished this part. So I hope you have understood the hydrological cycle, or what is meant by hydrosphere, and the nature of ocean floor, okay. So please subscribe my channel and like it and share it. So for today's video, this much is enough. Thank you from my side.